You ever remember that album, Rumours?
Yeah.
When that first came out and I seen her for the first time, the first comment I made was Stevie Nicks. First of all, I'd like to introduce myself. A lot of people know me as Bob MacMillan, but most of my overseas customers call me Robert, which is my birth name. You're welcome to call me either one, Bob or Robert, but just don't call me late for dinner. Now over here, if you notice, there's a lot of tonewood has been cut. Quite often I'll get billets and they've still got a fair bit of moisture in them. So what I do is resaw them to a bit oversize. Finished acoustic guitar varies between 2.5 up to 3 mil, sometimes 3.2 mil. So I'll cut it at 6 mil, sticker it and let it dry. Quite often, especially if it's cold weather, I'll fire up the wood heater. And everything is end sealed to stop any checking, stop any cracks. And I examine it quite often and check the moisture level before putting on my website. Now, if you look around the workshop, you'll notice mountains and mountains of timber, and it looks like chaos. But you can believe me, it's all highly figurative tonewoods. We have Tasmanian blackwood, Tasmanian mountain ash, highly fiddleback figure. We have Tasmanian myrtle, and we also have myrtle, which is an excellent tonewood. And for soundboards, we have King Billy, one of the oldest trees on planet Earth, as well as yawn pine. These timbers are all salvaged from rivers and lakes. No trees are cut down. Most of my timbers, I go on dairy farms, cattle farms, around the island, looking for trees that have been blown over in storms, and this is what we salvage. I do not believe in going in and cutting healthy trees down. I only look for really old growth trees that are large enough to get back billets on the quarter wide enough. I do not believe in cutting down small trees or logging old growth forest on a large scale. So you can guarantee our timbers are old growth, but they're all selectively harvested and salvaged. Dairy farms and cattle farms, quite often they're putting in a new dam, so the trees have got to come down anyway. So this is what we'll salvage. Or they're putting in a new fence line and they've got to cut trees down. This is what I will salvage. Okay, this is Tasmanian blackwood. It's what we call master grade. It's the best of the best. Now, we've got 5 sets of backs and 5 sets of sides. And shortly, we're going to provide some figured blackwood for headstock and inlay work. Now, these sets are destined for Ireland to one of the most famous Irish guitar companies. And they're sprayed with methylated spirits. Methylated spirits is the best product to show your figure and your colour, because it won't be absorbed into the timber. Where if you spray with water, the timber will absorb it.
It's nice to get a look at the before and after as well.
Okay, this is a blackwood billet that we're processing for headstock and inlay work for a very good company in Ireland, one of the most famous Irish guitar makers. And you've just watched John, my left-handed man, my right-handed man, process it, dress it, ready for resawing. This machine and that machine were built in the year I was born, 1947. I prefer old machinery. It's built to last, it's heavy duty cast iron, solid, will not move. Like old people, we're built solid to last. Just that thickness, so we'll have a look to thickness. This is Tasmanian blackwood. I actually call it colour on steroids. It's the most popular Tasmanian Tonewoood, and I believe it's actually better in colour. It's got higher density and it's got better sound velocity. And we're slicing this at the moment to try and recover some headstock and inlay work for an Irish customer.
So that slice you've just cut now, Bob, or that John's cut, is that going to be for a back set? Or?
No, this is going to be used for headstock. At the top of the neck,
yeah,
you know, you have what you call your headstock.
Yeah.
And they put a nice piece of figured blackwood. If the sets are going to be blackwood back and sides, you try and provide a piece of blackwood for the headstock. And some customers even do the inlay work, the sound hole of the guitar. They'll use some nice blackwood or...
So when I imagine a guitar's headstock, it's quite thick and it's got the...
screws in it.
The screws, like the nuts and the adjusters for the strings. Is that like a layer that goes over the top of the face of the headstock?
No, this goes over the layer of the head, the neck.
Oh,
at the top.
Yeah, right.
It's only a thin veneer.
Yeah, over the top of it.
Yeah, they will use a thicker piece of timber for the head.
Yeah.
And the neck, and this will go over the top just to show a bit of colour.
And so the headstock veneer and the neck will be of that.
No. So, the neck will be a different wood.
Okay, all right.
This will only be used for the headstock.
Yeah.
And the inlay work around the sound hole.
Gotcha.
Right. Around that. Above me, this here, if you can show that. This is used to get all the fine dust, all the fine sawdust that's in the air. The machine here, show that one. That machine there gets all the dust that's coming off the bandsaw when he's doing the resawing. Now, Tasmanian blackwood is carcinogenic. It can cause cancer. It's actually been banned in schools. School kids are not allowed to use it. And this is why I have top quality dust extraction. Some people cut wood and they will not use any dust extraction or any mass. Okay, how did I get involved in musical instrument timbers? Well, I spent most of my childhood, I was born in Scotland in 1947, just at the end of the war. We were still living in on rationing. And when I was 11 years of age, my dad used to work in coal mines and steel mills. When I was 11, we moved to Yorkshire, and a school teacher introduced me to woodworking when I was 11. And I fell in love with woodworking. I arrived in Australia as an immigrant in 1967 in Melbourne, Australia. I spent the first year travelling around Australia. I had a station wagon with a mattress on the back, curtains down the side. I was a bit of a hippie. I had long hair way down my back, and I dressed like a hippie. Now I'm just a geriatric old hippie. Now, when I first arrived in Tasmania in 1968, I went down the forest in the Derwent Valley and the Huon Valley and the rivers, the Picton River, the Huon River, all the lakes that were flooded for dams down Medina way. And I went to the government, the forestry department, and says, I just love timber. How do I get these timbers? And they says, you pay a licence fee to salvage. So I started salvaging timber in 1968. I was at university doing fine furniture design.